My name is Brian Scruggs, and this is my EDL 850 School Law Introduction video. So a little bit about me. Who am I? I am many, many things, but since time is short, I'm only going to focus on about 5 things today. First of all, I am a father to 2 wonderful children. Davy, my daughter, is 13 years old and she'll be in 8th grade this coming school year, and my son Thatcher, who is 12, he will be in 7th grade this coming school year. Living with 2 teenagers can be quite the challenge at times, but it's really fun to watch how they're growing and how their personalities are coming around as they're growing older. I'm extremely proud of all of their accomplishments. They're involved with 4-H, and they're both very creative kids. And right now they're in a summer theater academy, and so I'm very excited for the end of the summer so I can watch them perform on stage. I am also a kindergarten teacher. This will be my 14th school year teaching kindergarten at Ware Elementary on Fort Riley, Kansas. I am also our building's kindergarten team leader, so that what that means is I have 4 other amazing kindergarten teachers plus an amazing special ed teacher that I coordinate with on a daily basis and collaborate with daily, weekly, all the time on how to better educate our 5-year-old, 6-year-old students at Ware Elementary. We have weekly focus meetings, plus we're just a very close-knit group, and I absolutely love where I work. If you're familiar with the Northeast Kansas area, I teach at I teach on Fort Riley, but I live in Wamego, Kansas, and so I do have a 45-minute commute every single day to school and then also from school back home. I always tell people when they look at me funny, why would you drive that far? I always tell them, you know, I love where I live and I love where I work, and the only way to make both work is to drive a little bit each day, so I don't mind it. I'm also, along with kindergarten teacher at Ware Elementary, I work on our district's kindergarten task force for math and reading curriculum, so I help build our math and reading programs at the district level, and I'm also our district level steering committee chair, which for ELA, which means I kind of head the task force for reading, language arts, writing curriculum. We just finished our summer work back in June, where we got all of our materials for all district teachers together, kind of helped establish, you know, guidelines for instruction, proper materials that should be used when instructing, that kind of thing, and plan professional development for our district kindergarten teachers for the coming school year. In addition to being a kindergarten teacher, I am also a dog dad. There's Frankie down in the corner. She is our Basset Hound Springer Spaniel mix. She's the craziest dog because she has the temperament of both breeds. So she'll be super lazy like a Basset Hound 1 minute, and then she'll be chasing squirrels around the backyard at breakneck speed the next. So she's a lot of fun, and we just love having her in the house. There is a picture of a big, beautiful building in the bottom corner of the screen, and that is the Columbian Theater. That is our local community theater here in Wamego, Kansas, where I live. I spend a lot of time when I'm not at school at the Columbian. I volunteer there as an actor and a singer. I love to act and sing. I also have written and directed some plays for them, and I'm getting ready to direct one this coming spring, a murder mystery that I've written. I absolutely love acting and singing, and I'm also an artist. I do a lot of drawing and painting, lots of creating. My kids love it too, so you know, they're great experiences for me to spend with my children. They've been in some shows with me at the Columbian. We just finished doing Bye Bye Birdie, and I was on stage, and they were working backstage with lights, and it was really cool to be a part of that with them. We love to create and draw, and we're a very creative family, and so that's why the Columbian is down there in the corner. It holds a big place in our hearts and in our lives here in Wamego. And I put that I am a homeowner also because after months and months and months, I finally own my own home, and the kids and I are very proud of it. It is our beautiful little piece of the world here in Wamego, and we're excited to start redecorating it, remodeling it for our needs, and it's going to be a big project, but we absolutely love it. So, like I said, I teach at Ware Elementary on Fort Riley. Fort Riley is the home of the 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red One. Some information that I found online, which it's referenced at the end of this presentation if you're interested. There are 18,000 soldiers at Fort Riley with 24,000 family members, and there are 7,100 civilian employees employed on Fort Riley. Fort Riley soldiers, they have 8,300 children in area schools. So that's a lot of kids that is given to area schools just from Fort Riley. Some of those go to our district, but then there are also soldiers that don't live on Fort Riley, but they're soldiers that are stationed there, and so they do go to other districts within the area. Like we have some soldiers stationed here in Wamego whose students go to Wamego rather than to Fort Riley schools. Our Fort Riley contributes $13.9 million in federal impact aid to our schools because we do teach military children. Those funds go to our building. We are not a Department of Defense school. We are part of USD 475 Gary County Schools, which means we are not we're not Department of Defense. We're not strictly funded by the government, but we do get government funds because we teach military children. We are part of our local school district, Gary County, which serves Grandview Plaza, Milford, Junction City, as well as Fort Riley. And so we have, in our building, we teach primarily military kids because we are on post. We have upwards of 400 students. Right now our enrollment's fairly low. Our class size at this point is 18 to 20. In years past has been a lot higher, so the 18 to 20 is a really good number. We have 3 to 5 teachers per grade level. We do have high student turnover because we are a military post. We do have a lot of students moving in and out because of deployments. And this past year, I think I ended my school year with about 5 or 6 of the original students that I started with. We do have an after-school program called the 21st Century, that's funded through 21st Century grants, and I am a part of that program. I work our drama camp for that. We put on a play every year. It's really, really fun. And we do have one-to-one technology within our building for grades 3 through 5. Okay, so when I'm looking at school law and reflecting on my administration and thinking about how they portray school law and how they explain it to us, I feel like our administration, we currently have 3 principals, and they're very transparent. Like they do not shy away from telling us this is the law, this is policy, this is the way it has to be done, and they're very good at informing us when it's the law that's dictating something that we need to do within our building. They also are very good at explaining those laws, and so that we don't. I always feel like if they're explaining something that we have to do because of the law, I always leave that faculty meeting or that professional development understanding why I'm doing that and why it is the law. They're also very rational. So when we are discussing things that could happen at our building or things that need to happen in our building, they always think with those legal and those policy-driven attitudes. They don't just take any idea because it's a great idea. They really think rationally about how the law or the policies that are in place within our district or in our state will affect what we choose to do at the school level. And they're also very honest. Our administration is very honest when it comes to the law. They don't hesitate in telling us, this is the law, this is how it needs to be done, or this is policy. We don't necessarily agree with the policy, but this is how it needs to be done. And that relationship that's built on honesty really, I feel like shows that the law is very important in their eyes and the policies are very important, but also that we are important too. So keeping that honest and informative and explanative culture regarding the law and the policies in our building, I feel like really sets us up for success in that area. However, when I'm looking at my own personal knowledge, it's very vague. So I could probably, if you asked me what laws were out there for education, I could probably come up with some. I could probably say, well, it's illegal to do this, or it is legal to do this, but I wouldn't be able to cite any laws. Also, I see about my own knowledge, it's very assumptive. When I'm thinking about things that I do or things that need to be done, I might think, well, it's probably legal to do this, or it's probably illegal to do that, rather than knowing for sure. And I'm just uninformed. I don't even know, and maybe this is really bad, I don't know, but I don't even know where to go to look for school laws that affect me at this point. Which is kind of scary since I am in a leadership position at our building. So, and then also I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I need to know as far as the law. And I think that's with a lot of teachers. We do things because we're told to do them. We do things because we're told they're legal or told they're illegal or told not to do them because they're illegal. But we don't always know what we're supposed to know as far as the law. It's not something that's typically drilled into us in our undergrad work, and then when we're teachers, we might get some policies recited to us, or we might learn a little bit about some of the laws in professional development or how they pertain to us, or new things that are coming down the pike that are going to affect us, but we don't have a working knowledge of the law. And I think that's what I'm most excited about with this class, is that, doing completing the required readings and the assignments for this course is going to help educate me on what I should know regarding the law and policies within my state and my district. I also plan to collaborate and communicate with all of you. All of the online stuff is fairly new to me. I did the bulk of my master's degree online many years ago, so things have changed a lot, and so I'm excited to work with you over the internet, but I'm also a little bit nervous, but I think it'll be fun to learn from all of you from all over the place. I think that's really cool about this program, kind of learning from each other. I also plan to subscribe to some education blogs that deal specifically with law. I haven't looked into it yet, but I was just thinking that would be a great way to look into some blogs and seeking out articles that pertain to school law and how it is affecting the real world and how it affects me. And then also just staying informed, keeping up to date with the news and what's going through our legislature and how things are affecting, teachers in the long run. So, as I said before, I do have some references just from our Fort Riley Stakeholders booklet, which can be found on the Fort Riley website, so if you're interested. I can't wait to work with all of you and learn more about school law. Have a wonderful 4th of July and a great summer, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.